We're live.
How's it, guys? Welcome to another edition of the NFT show.
How's everyone doing?
So, we are doing post drop analysis. What that means is projects that we have reviewed that have since minted. We're going to be looking at them, seeing how they're doing, and just going through them with you and having a look. So, the first one is actually minting as we talk. Zipsy's super normal. We were very impressed with it when we reviewed it. To see that video, you can click here.
Got it.
And let me share my screen with you and just show you. So Zipsy's, I'm not going to rehash what it is. Maybe the artwork will just jog your memory. Otherwise, you can watch that previous video. But the amazing thing here is that the pre-sale mint price was 0.0888. Okay. And it went on sale 2.5 hours ago, only pre-sale. Already 7.2 thousand of the 8,888 NFTs have been sold on pre-sale. And the floor price is sitting at 1.7 Ethereum, which is quite incredible for anyone who was lucky enough to get pre-sale on this project. They've already done a volume traded of 2,700 Ethereum in 2.5 hours, which is unbelievable.
Insane.
I mean,
that's insane.
Completely.
Insane. Yeah.
I mean, I want to check. I'm sure that they quite high up here. They number 6 on the 24-hour volume chart, and they've been existing for
over 2 hours
and a half hours. That's really incredible. Definitely gives me Hape Beast vibes, just the statistics side of it. Even Azuki vibes. I mean, Azuki's looking really good there at 9 Ethereum. I sold mine at 2.6. Yeah, so Zipsy's looking great. The interesting thing is the remaining supply is going to be a Dutch auction starting at 2 Ethereum and then dropping down by 0.1 over a 24-hour period. I just think that this is quite incredible. I mean, let's just see their Discord numbers here. Yeah, 100,000. They've been great. I've been in this Discord since we featured it. I've taken an interest in the project, and the communication has been on point. Everything has been done when it was said it was done. Everything has gone smoothly. Even like little things like when they were minting, they had the local mint date and time for you, which usually you have to go and look on Google. UTC equals EST. Here, it was there, simple. Everything was just smooth. I mean, that's a small example, but the communication has been on point. And yeah, very, very excited about this project still. I wonder if we refresh here what the mint number has changed to. It was 7,244, now 7,392. So some whitelisters are coming in. Floor price has dropped. I have a little bit. Obviously, you always see very temperamental form movements. And also, OpenSea is notoriously not correct when it comes to very hyped projects. They can't keep up. So if you look here, this one has already been sold. The 1.53, which is what it's saying is the floor. And you can see that by the fact that the last number equates to the exact same thing.
Same with the next.
The next one's been sold. This one's been sold here. I'm pretty sure this one's been sold, even though it hasn't even updated.
These things are flying. People trying to get them under the public Dutch auction
price. Yeah, I mean, if you just look at sales, that's the last minute. I mean, you're getting about, probably about 10 to 15 a minute. No, sometimes not as much as that, maybe 5 to 10. Incredible, absolutely incredible. I'm so happy we could bring this to you early. I haven't seen a lot of other shows covering this project, and yeah, anyone who got in, well done, and look forward to seeing what the Zipsy team brings from here and delivers from here.
And the artwork too, it hasn't even revealed yet.
It hasn't revealed yet. The artist is so notable. So I'm sure that the reveal is not going to disappoint. And then from the good news to the bad news, I'm going to take you on to Oxa Origin. So Oxa Origin, we bought you also. Mint price was 0.4. So it's sitting under mint price slightly. The thing about this project is that the roadmap to us looked amazing. The team looked amazing. The artists and the team is amazing. And the roadmap is amazing. And the artists were notable. They had worked on, I can't remember exactly, but Disney and Marvel, that sort of caliber of stuff. And when they revealed, the floor price was sitting beautifully at about 1.5 to 2 ETH. When they revealed, the artwork was really disappointing. So that's just an example. I don't know how clear it is. Let me make the screen bigger. It's clear on my side. But if you look at little things like here, where the bear meets, it just looks like it's been cut and pasted around his ear. It doesn't even line up with his ear here. Even the beard there, this just looks like it's stuck on. So really disappointing artwork. And that caused the floor to completely crash. I mean, even here, it really looks cut and paste of the top of the helmet. It looks like something you could do in paint. To their defense, they said from the beginning that they made a mistake, they rushed it, the art was rushed, and that they will fix it. They have so far fixed about a third of the art, and the art is now looking incredible. So this is an example of one of them that has been fixed. And you can see that is really, really stunning. That really is. And I think that's what people were expecting initially. I do want to say also in their defense, I think it is very difficult, no matter what the caliber of artist, to combine robotic and human features and make it look natural. With that said, there is no excuse to be releasing stuff like this. So the negatives are the artwork really let everyone down. The positives are that the team has taken ownership. The team has so far updated a third of the collection in under a week and refreshed the metadata and is now working on the balance and has said that they're going to fix each and every NFT. And I don't want to say degen because it's not really true, but the degen in me is thinking this is a buy. Right now, yeah. I could be very wrong, and I often have been with this. I bought Al Capone's at 0.07, which I thought was a steal because they were sitting at a 4 ETH floor and they had massive issues. And I thought I knew it was risky, but I thought if they ever turn that around and it goes back there, the return on investment was worth the risk. And they're now sitting at 0.00 something. And on the one side, I think it really speaks volumes to the fact that they've been able to maintain a close to mint floor price. So yes, art failed, but obviously the people are impressed with the team and all the rest of that. I think it might be a play. I mean, if I were to buy one now, which one should I buy, Eve?
Oh, well,
let's refresh.
What's the floor at?
Let's see the floor.
Are you looking to grab floor, or do you want to just like?
I want a bit of a nice guy. Let's just see if I can see rarity here. So that is connected. So you guys might get a special. You
gotta remember too that this is like they do have plans for a game, right? So
yeah,
like. So you said it before the show. So does everyone else. You've got plans for a game, but it is like it could be a good play.
I'm just looking at a few that look different, like the.
I like the robot looking guy. Yeah, and the one to the left of that.
If anyone's listing while we talk, because this is often a good place before it shows up on OpenSea. So the floor's gone up since we've been talking about it very slightly. 2.85, 0.38, but that's a human characteristic. 0.33. That was 2 hours ago. All right, so we're not going to buy him. We're not going to buy him. We're not going to buy him. We're not going to buy her, as gorgeous as she is. So let's look at the rarity of this guy. He's really cool. 0.7 silver skeleton face. I don't want to take too much time here because You could, that's 0.9. The other one was 0.7, 0.95. That's a 1% and a 2%. There I've got a 1% and a 3%. So really visually of these two, I don't like the lights. He's cool, but he's less rare.
It's kind of
Black
looks
copper
like
helmet.
looks kind of like the Terminator.
Yeah, what do you think of him? I mean, he's not as rare, but he's still under 1%. Let's check the floor. Let's check the floor over here. Of these traits, yeah, the black visor. You got
He's the
two,
lowest.
and then there's a big jump there. I do want to take a bit more time. I definitely like the look of him the best, even though he's not the rarest. What do you think, Mola? Do you think this is a good play?
Oh man, not we always tell not financial advice.
I'm asking for your advice.
I think there's potential. Like if they're fixing the artwork and the floor hasn't like completely tanked, people are still buying them, right? Like what was the activity there? Like how many people have bought in the last hour?
I'll go have a look. We didn't look at it. Obviously, the volume traded is high because everyone was desperate to get out
Mm-hmm.
initially. So I want to. I'll see the sales per hour. No, I don't like him. I prefer my Terminator.
That I
I
like
like
that
my
one.
I like my other Terminator. I'll show you this guy.
Yeah. Either one, really.
Okay, let's just have a look. You want to see sales, hey?
Yeah,
Activity
what's the activity?
a
The
minute ago,
last
an hour ago, a
an
few an
hour,
hour.
couple every hour. Might be
And
worth the play. You
the
buy one on
listings
floor.
close to floor. The listings here also not. I mean, a bit more listings
More
than,
listings than buys every
but
hour.
this guy's so sick. I'm gonna do it. I'm
Oh,
gonna do
here we
it.
go.
He's a bit above floor, but he's got some rare traits.
A
Look,
live buy.
in the end of the day, always check here. You want this amount here to equal that amount. There's scams going on where guys will quickly list it high at 4.7 Ethereum, then lower the price to 0.47, and then cancel that 0.47. So when you click there, that's 4.7. Always, no matter how rushed you are, stop and look there. I've been caught by that before, and it's a horrible, horrible feeling.
It's
Okay, so
yours.
details are showing. That's my guy.
There we
All
go.
right. So there we go. Let's see. I really believed in the project. That's why I brought it to you guys. I think at this floor for a guy with the rare trait that looks as good as this guy does. Obviously, this one's one of the ones where the floor where the art's been fixed. To show, put my money where my mouth is. There's my Oxa, and we'll definitely keep you updated on the developments there.
Awesome. I love it. All right, Undead Pastel Club. This one was one of our most watched videos, and we'll link that one up there too, if you didn't get a chance to watch that. But we brought you this before they minted, early January. We brought you this one, and if you guys don't remember, it's the one that kind of combined doodles and mutant apes together. So, super hyped up drop and fairly high expectations for this one. And I don't know that they've really met those expectations yet. So we'll take a look right now. They've got a 0.2 floor they're sitting at. So it did 2x from mint. Your mint was 0.1. So it has 2x from mint and is kind of held there. And it does have a decent distribution of holders as well. On average, it'd be what, around like just over or just under 1.5 per
That's a
holder kind
really
of
good.
thing.
That's a really good distribution. 67% is very, very high.
Yeah, so really good distribution of holders, um, and 4K worth of volume traded. So Not quite as much as Zipsies did, but still decent amount of volume trading. If you take a look at the sales activity, we're getting what, a couple. Here we go. We got what, 4 in the last hour, all around the floor price. This one was just over floor, but yeah, the activity has been kind of dying off over the since their launch and since their reveal. And personally, I kind of think that might be due to their sort of vagueness in their roadmap. So they have completed a lot of things, but what's coming? So what they've completed is they have purchased some um, sandbox land for a metaverse play, which is good to have. But again, like them buying that, what does that do for me as a holder in the end? And I'd like to see something happening there a little bit more. They've done multiple giveaways, community fund. They added 69 ETH. Nice. Creation of a snapshot in which holders vote for major decisions regarding the project. Okay. Set up a daily giveaway. Hired a Discord manager. So they're doing some things, but again, this was sort of my thing from the start. They didn't really have a huge roadmap plan, and yeah, that was sort of for me. Just
Look, I always thought this was a flip.
yeah,
I was always looking at it as a quick flip, because and we even said in the video, when it's a hyped project like this one is, it's going to do well because of the hype. It did go as high as 0.5, I think.
yeah. Let me go
Let's have a
back.
look at that activity.
Yeah.
And I never purchased one, but they did take advantage of that derivative. They were in the right place at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, almost every project is selling out that's marketed by certain social influencers, and this one was. Number two, derivatives were pumping. Number three, the OpenSea volume has never been higher. So all of those things were in their favor. So for me, it was always, if I'd bought in, I would have bought as many as I could at 0.1, and I would have sold the first one at 0.2, the second one at 0.3, the third one at 0.4, and then when it starts coming down at 0.3, and get rid of it that way, So that would have been mine. What was that there? What
It
did it go
peaked
up to?
at 0.5, almost 5.2,
Yeah.
0.52. So, yeah, and like I said, the go back to their roadmap. They do have things coming, right? Like it's not like they're just sitting on the ETH and watching holders cry. They're gonna launch their merch, finalizing a token which is going to be used for staking mechanics. So in conjunction with the staking, they're developing new collection whose UPCs, so Undead Pastel clubs, will be able to consume a serum to transform. So
Sound familiar?
yeah, sounds a little familiar. Following suit of Bored Apes, so they're going to be having some sort of serum. And then UPC is in constant evolution so that other projects and suggestions can be made. So,
Look,
I
I
mean,
don't think it's got long-term legs. In a year's time, when we're sitting here, this project will be at zero. A derivative of derivative. There's nothing unique there. It's a derivative of doodles and a derivative of apes mixed together. And yeah, I don't see any of those. If you look at anything that was minted 6 months ago that's still around, there's nothing that was a copy of a copy. And even the roadmap, they're trying to copy.
yeah, what are
And
they? What are
they're
they
trying to
delivering
copy
at
they're
the
trying
end
to
of the
copy
day?
Bored Apes, which has got a recent market valuation of $5 billion. Okay, and they're trying to say, okay, buy ours. No, and I don't want to. Like, do you know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, it was always a flip. You can still flip. It's double the mint price. In my opinion, do your own research. If you're expecting this to go to half an ETH and 1 ETH again, you are sorely mistaken. Short of Bored Ape Yacht Club endorsing it themselves, which they will never do. This is not going much higher than where it is now.
I would have to agree. I mean, good holder count, but those holders I think might be left just holding
Yeah.
on to a cool looking pastel ape.
And the
So
team initially wasn't fully doxed. And you know, you had issues with that. You said more to come. And my response was, when it's hyped like this, that's irrelevant. I didn't mean long term, just to
mhm,
clarify. I
mhm.
specifically meant if you're looking at it as a flip, this is going to do well in this market. I knew derivatives were pumping. I knew the market was pumping, and I think I've been proven right. But yes, just to clarify, if you're holding, sell, not financial advice.
Perfect.
Okay, next one, and this one I love with all my heart. I don't know what it is that talks to me about it on every single level, but there is so much that I love about it. It really is one of my favorites. Unfortunately, I never managed to get whitelist for this. We're talking about Little Heroes by Edgar. I love his art. Remember, this was the one, and if you want to watch our full pre-mint video on this, just click here. But we'll link it to above there, and you can have a look at it. But basically, in a nutshell, because I'm not going to rehash the same stuff, you're going to get a proportion of his earnings on future artwork as a result of being a holder of this. I don't know why these speak to me so much. Really and truly, they do. Obviously, fits in with the 3D narrative, completely unique as far as his own design, his own art. And it really, really is one of my most disappointed ones that I didn't have whitelist. So it was zero point 0.4 at mint. It went all the way up pre-reveal. And it's amazing how you can see reveal dates. It's incredible. We always talk about the dip after reveal. This is exactly, and then it recovers. This is exactly what we're talking about. But if you look here at its height, it was sitting at an average floor price of 3.44.
Wow.
Important when you're looking at these, that this is taking average price into account and not number of transactions. This line here that we're following, the curve, the transactions are here. So here on this day, you can see there was 869 transactions, whereas today there's only been 76. Yesterday, 190. So it's very important to look at both metrics. What you're looking here is average sale price, and what's very bullish for me is that even though there's only been 76 sales, the volume is almost equivalent to the volume at the Hape, which means that people are buying the rarer ones above the floor. And that is always a good signal to me on a project when you start to see guys buying the rarer ones, and not the one of ones, but paying 3 ETH on a 1.5 each ETH project. And if we look at the sales that have happened here, you can see here what I'm talking about: a 2.2 ETH sale, when the floor price,
Another
just to remind you,
2.2.
is 1.5, a
A couple.
5.8
Oh,
sale,
wow.
yeah,
3
a
point something there.
26 Ethereum offer was accepted for the third rarest of the whole collection. Um,
That's life-changing ETH right there. That's life-changing. Wow.
yeah, yeah, big time. Um, 3.5 Ethereum for the top 6%. So that is something that I like to see. Just want to jump onto IC Tools quickly because it's got a cool feature that shows you what price people are buying at. So let's just type in a little. Sorry, my laptop goes a little slow when I'm streaming um, with all that's going on here. But every one of these dots represents a sale. Okay. And you can see here, wow, I mean, that was pre-reveal. Look at that. I mean, that is bullish. That is to see a line like that is
Yeah.
bullish. But what we're talking about is all of these, even after reveal, are the sales that have happened above 4 Ethereum. And anything above this purple line over here, which I'm trying to get it to highlight, which it did for a second. But basically, if there's a purple line going downwards, Okay, and anything above that purple there, oh, I got it, and there it is. Anything above that purple line is people buying above the floor price at that particular time. So this is a very, in my opinion, a very bullish chart. I do think that it's not going to be a huge leap up from here, meaning like overnight you're going to wake up tomorrow and it's going to be 3 Ethereum. I don't feel that. I sort of imagine if the market stays the same and everything stays the same, it's going to be a gradual increase. 1.5, 1.55, and so on. That's my expectation here. A cool project. I did manage to snipe one, not at the very bottom, around this price actually. I know it's a hang of a lot, but I really love this project. Out of all of the ones that we've reviewed, this is in my top 2. So I was waiting and waiting, and for me to sit on my hands when it was sitting at 3.5 ETH, thinking, is this another Azuki or Hape piece that's going to go all the way to 8? Maybe I should buy now. And I thought, no, I'm waiting for reveal. So I was very good. It did go all the way down to about 1.1 yesterday or the day before, just after reveal. It didn't happen initially. So just my experience from this with Little Heroes and what I've learned from this, when it gets revealed, like let's say it gets revealed right now, that doesn't mean buy right now, right? You'll see the prices will start dropping almost immediately, like instantly, but 24 hours later is when it was its lowest. Just using this as a case study. So I bought in a bit too early. I was too anxious to get one. I saw it going all the way down to about 1.1. But just when you're waiting for reveal to buy, watch it carefully for those 24 hours, watch the activity, and then decide what to do. But yeah, I love this project. I'm happy. I'm a holder. I'm a big fan of the artist. And it's good to see it at almost 4 times the mint price.
Yeah, it's just going to be one, I think personally, it's going to be one that continues to just, like you said, steady climb, slow and gradual upwards as it starts to deliver on everything they've promised, and people start to realize the value in it.
I just want to show you, I agree 100%. I just want to show you the community. The other reason I was bullish to begin with, but I just want to show you the communication in the Discord has been every single day, consistent, every day, counting down until reveal. Nothing hasn't been mentioned. 18th, the 19th, the 20th. Well put together, well thought out, telling everyone what's going on. I've been following it closely. I'm a proud owner now, and I'm a big fan of the project.
Awesome. So we've alluded to this project a couple times throughout the episode, and this and the next one could quite possibly be the 2 most hype projects we've seen in a long time, and that's Azuki. So we brought this to you the day of their mint. We did a live mint analysis on January 12th, I believe, was when it launched. And they started with a Dutch auction at 1 ETH, and I don't think it ever got lower than that. They sold out like 10 minutes. They were sold out instantly, and if you're in the space, this is one that you've seen on the top of the charts on OpenSea, but just really cool artwork. Take a look at that. Going back to that side profile sort of anime comic book style, but I really liked that when that was sort of the current meta. But yeah, really clean artwork. And if you take a look at owner distribution, you've got 54% holders, and then that floor price. Just look at this, almost 9 ETH, and it's like even before reveal, this thing was just continually climbing. I think it stayed at a steady price of just under 3. It was just under 3.
That's where I sold, right there, right where your arrow is.
Between 2.5 and 3 ETH for
it wasn't
good
moving
point
for a week,
And then it revealed, and we didn't see that post reveal dip. We just saw buys. Look at this. 2,187 sales. The next day, 1,900 sales. And the average price went from here, what do we got? 3 ETH to 3.8 to 5.2. And I guess a little bit of a dip down, but after that, we haven't. Yeah, if you were able to mint one of these at 1 ETH, you're definitely just laughing at this point. And even if you were able to get one pre-reveal, you've pretty much doubled, almost tripled your investment if you grabbed one back here.
And that
So
doesn't happen often. You do not
no,
see. There's absolutely no dip. Actually, the art made it go up. I've seen projects with great art before that dip. They dip because Little Heroes is an example of that. Because
yeah, exactly.
art is subjective, and with 10,000 people, there's going to be some people that do not like the NFT that they got, and they're going to want to sell it. But
So
definitely check out that video that we did on Azuki for sure. Sorry to interrupt you.
oh, no worries. I'm still scrolling, and right here, this is the start of the hour sales, and we just keep scrolling up. I don't even want to count. I don't know how many there are. Like we just keep going, 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 going. So like
Imagine how.
the sales within the hour, so it's being sold. What do we well, let's do listings. How many are being listed in the last hour? Well, people are flipping. People are flipping, and I don't blame them though, right?
Yeah, people are taking profit. So, from what you're showing there, and it does depend on the listing price, are people listing at around floor? I'm seeing a few for 100 ETH or
120,
whatever.
12,
So, yeah,
11.
so to really get a calculation, you need to remove the crazy ones, 15, 14. But it does definitely look like, to me, just from that we may have reached the top, not financial advice. Let's have a look at proper art, ETH like big. Let's
Oh,
I
the
want
actual art?
some of
Yeah.
the NFTs, yeah,
Yeah,
because
for sure.
I think they really are really nice.
Yeah, let's see this guy. I
Make
like
it
this
big.
guy. I like that guy. Clean
I
artwork,
think
like
that guy
it's
might be a girl.
or girl. Guy or
The
girl.
feet the
I
features
like
look
that. I like
like a
them.
girl to me. I could be wrong. I
This is
guess
who knows.
I like that guy with earphones
Well,
in.
this kind of looks like what's going on here? This kind of
Yeah,
looks
that
like
guy.
Cowboy Bebop. If there's any anime fans out there, this has a Cowboy Bebop feel. The way
Yeah,
this guy looks.
it's very clean. Very, very clean art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Still, I cannot believe that it hasn't dipped at all since reveal.
Look at this one. Yeah, cool. Really cool artwork. Really clean artwork. And yeah, like it's pumping. People are buying. I think. I think I wouldn't buy it right now, like you said. It's probably a local top right now. But if you've not financial advice and do your own research, but if you've got the ETH, this might be a good project to look into.
Keep an eye on it for when it comes
Yeah,
down. I
when
mean,
it
obviously,
comes
I've
back
got no
down.
crystal ball. It could keep going and never stop. Typically, I've never seen that with any project. There does tend to be ebbs and flows. Just personally, if I was still holding and hadn't sold at 2.6 ETH, and then I would have sold at 3, and then I would have sold at 3.5. So I would have been out of it no matter what. And I was wrong. I should have held. So I don't know if you should take my advice. But personally, if I was still holding, which is impossible, I would sell now and I would buy back in, whether it be a week or a few weeks. It will, in my opinion, come down, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, and then on to another super hyped project that hasn't even revealed yet. Hape Beast Prime. So these guys, man, we covered them as well. We'll link that video for you guys so you can check that out. Um, Here, I'll just share my screen. Everyone knows this. If you're in the space, you've heard of Hape Beast. You would have seen them on the top trending on OpenSea. And these, it's just insane. They haven't even revealed yet, and we're sitting at a 7.3 floor, and it has, again, this floor hasn't dipped. It's just continually rose the entire time. Well, I guess we had a little hump here, little peak at 8 for the average price on a day when there was 327 sales, so that's not bad. But look at the amount of volume. There's 227,000 ETH already. It's just stupid. Like, it's just insane, and we don't even know what they look like yet. So it launched on the 18th, and it was a price of 0.2 ETH. So if you were able to get that whitelist and you were able to grab one of these, you like, oh man, I don't even. What's that math? 0.2, and we're sitting at 7.3 right now. How much?
It's
What
like
X are? How many X?
a 10x would be 2 Ethereum.
2, yeah. So
20x would be 100. So it's a 50, a bit under, about a 40x from it.
insane. And then yeah, we're looking at the sales every, within the hour. We've had how many? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 sales within the hour for average price of just over like 7.3, I'd say.
Yeah.
So,
Look,
man,
this one, it's not a shock.
no,
this
it's not.
was one of the most, if not the most, hyped drops of 2022, I think, for sure. They started marketing about 2-3 months ago. They were picked up by all the influencers and YouTubers. Their video with the guys strutting down the walkway went viral. And it's yeah, there we go.
Yeah, here it is.
So much for saying derivatives don't rank. I mean, it's not really a derivative, but yeah, it's an ape. So I guess it is a derivative. It's an ape. So it doesn't mean that just because it's a character that's been done before, that it's not going to be successful. You see that with Cool Cats and Gutter Cats. They are both different, but both cats, and both came out at a similar time, and I don't think they copied each other. But yeah, I mean, this is quite incredible to show. I think one of the biggest things is marketing in the space.
Yeah.
And if you have the proper marketing companies that have the big accounts in non-NFT world, like the big marketing boys like Ogilvy and whatever it may be. I'm not going to mention all of them that are doing the Coca-Cola accounts and things like that. If you get those in and invest in that and do it properly, that's a big part of it. I do think they also have said they're going to be delivering a lot. Going to be interesting to see this one. Everyone is referencing back to what was that hyped one?
Which one?
No, the hype one 6 months ago. That Mecha.
Oh yeah, yes. The
Mecha Ape. Is it?
It wasn't apes. No, it wasn't apes. Mechaverse, or yeah, and it was the robots. They look like Tron type things.
Yeah. And they went all the way to 10, and then the art disappointed. We're in a very different time. You can't, just because both of them were hyped, that's where the similarity ends, in my opinion. So you can't reference them, but anyone that was around for that is sort of like not sure what's going to happen. Wary is the exact word. But it's not the same situation. Very interesting to watch. It's almost like a novel. I'm interested to see how this one plays out, for sure.
I just want to see the reveal. Like, I want to see what these things look like. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where price action goes, but I just want to see, like, they've been, like you said, it's been like 2.5 months. They launched on the 18th. We're now on the 27th. Like, come on. Like, I want to see these things.
Yeah, almost like they're letting it run.
Exactly.
Can build up the hype, which they did do for the launch. They let it run and run and run.
And just build up the ETH too.
Yeah, just shows you rushing projects out isn't the way.
It's not.
Take your time, build that hype, build that excitement.
And do
Pays
it
off in the
right.
long run.
Do it
Yeah.
right.
So going to be interesting to see. Oh, that's your screen, Morland.
There
Sorry,
we
my
go.
man. All right, Crypto Bats by Ozzy Osbourne. So we brought you this video. You can check it there, and always exciting to have a loved celebrity, and Ozzy is that. I mean, really, not just his fans, but because of their reality TV show, everyone knows the Osbournes, and he really is a household name, very much so. So when he announced he was coming into the space or he was launching a project, everyone was excited, and that gave birth to Crypto Bats. So we have also seen your typical post-reveal dip here. It's currently sitting at 1.08 Ethereum, traded 13,000 Ethereum, and owner count is looking really healthy at over 70%, just over 70%, which is very, very good. If you look at your activity, they were launched on the 19th. And you can see here, so what's that? Average price of 2.2, 2.1, 1.9. So that was pre-reveal there. So it was at 2, and then reveal has been dropping, sort of stabilized, and now is dropping more. Look, I think it was initially people didn't expect the list price to be as high as it was. And that personally is what turned me off. I was really excited because I was excited to fuse it with my mutant ape. I really, really was. And I was looking at this one, and I was in the Discord very early, because I knew we were going to be bringing it to you guys pre-launch. And there were talks of the floor of the listing price being 0.1, somewhere around there. And then when it came to it, it was like, no, Dutch auction starting at, I don't know if it was 2 or 3, but they had me at Dutch auction. I really hate Dutch auctions. I'll say that up front.
Yeah.
I do not have the time or the energy to sit refreshing my screen for 24 hours. I don't even have the time and energy to refresh my screen for 20 minutes, let alone, a day. And I don't know, that never sat well with me, and I never had a chance to partake. I did schedule to look at it when I knew it would be about 14 hours into it. By then, it was already sold out, and that was it. I'm not interested in the secondary. As it creeps down, it becomes more attractive to me at this price personally, not from an investment, just personally for my own portfolio. It's not attractive to me. If it comes down, half an ETH is very attractive to me if I am in time for the snapshot to get the second NFT fused with my mutant. Don't think I will be paying any more than that, and I don't know that it will get there. Obviously, the art was never the thing here, so it's sort of weird that it dipped so much post-reveal because everyone knew what they were getting. It's a pixelated bat, in different colors with a bit of accessories. So this is one of the nicer ones, so I'll just make it big for you. But it's a basic artwork. It was never about the artwork. So I was actually expecting this not to dip at reveal because everyone knew they were getting a very basic bat. So yeah, interesting that it has dipped so much. Obviously, they're there to stay. It's not a rug pull. It's got Ozzy's name behind it. There's a great team in that Discord. So yeah, I mean, it's still interesting. It's going to be interesting to see where it levels out because it hasn't leveled out yet. It is still very much on the downward trend. So yeah, I'm keeping a bit of an eye on it, but yeah, didn't expect it to start so high. I expected the complete opposite. Meaning I didn't expect people to mint at 2 and then it to end up at 1. I expected it to mint at like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 even and end up at 2, 3, or 4. So it's worked the opposite way.
I remember when it launched, I took a look to see what the floor was at on secondary on OpenSea, and it was at 2 something, and I was like, holy crap, like what's going on here? I didn't realize that it was a
That's where it
Dutch
started
auction,
pretty
and
much.
that's where
Yeah.
it just
I think
started
it
at
went
that
up to
price.
3. I think on OpenSea, I think it went up to about 3 as the high, which we don't see from this chart. It will be interesting if you want to have a quick look. I'll jump into RC Tools and just see the notable, like if guys are buying above floor or not. which if there's a lot of that, it's always a bullish sign to me. If guys are buying up the rares, but also with celebrities projects, that's not always a great indicator because all of Ozzy's friends with endless amounts of money might be buying those. So it is a bit harder to tell. But again, the purple line, which is always so hard to show you, but that purple line is the floor. Wow. I mean, again, that wall
The
is
wall
always
of blue.
bullish. If I had just seen that, maybe I would have bought there. And it just shows that, this is a very unpredictable market, NFTs. But if you look, I'm still trying to get you the purple line again. There it is. Yeah, quite a few above, nothing major. See, all the blue dots are tracking that line. Not all, like 95 to 98%. And there's a couple of outliers there. So, yeah, I do expect this to go down a bit more. Where it's going to go to and settle, I don't know. But still a great project. Yeah, going to be interesting.
Something to keep an eye on for sure. All right, Metroverse. This was one of our metaverse calls. Um, it's doing well. I think this is going to be a project that for the long run is here to stay. Again, you can check out our previous video on it. I'm not going to go into all the details on the project, but the idea was that you were minting your own chunk of metaverse land, and then within that land, there's a score that like with different things on your land that generates your score. Based on your score, you get an income as people use your land, basically. So really interesting project. Not necessarily about the artwork, but the artwork is kind of clean. Like I do like it, but you are getting some of these similar buildings, right? Like these two side by side, they have the
Yeah.
same building in it.
Looks very
So
much like Nano. Very much
yeah,
like Nano Pass.
you're getting that. Unfortunately, you're getting that like sort of similar chunk of land look, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's about what your chunk of land looks like. I think it's about what your score is
Utility.
and how it's being used within the metaverse that they've built out. Um, right, like if you own a chunk, like if you own something that there's no reason for anyone to go while they're playing the game, then maybe it's not the right investment for you. But if you're able to buy a lot of them and build out a good chunk, a city chunk, that might be worth your while, right? So floor is sitting at 1.18. There's 874 owners. That is incorrect because everyone is staking. If you go into their Discord, where did I see that? It's somewhere in the announcements, or no, right here. Stakers, 4,095 people are staking their NFTs, and
They
then
should
that
really update that on
on
OpenSea.
OpenSea,
Even
yeah.
if OpenSea won't, they should put an image there that they change every day because someone just looking at it doesn't realize
Actually,
that,
there's a percentage block stake. 88% of
Wow.
the holders are staking their blocks, and that's part of the utility, right? You need to stake it to earn the rewards.
And if you say buy now, how many are listed for sale currently? If you just
Let's
click on
see.
the left buy now. And
Uh,
no, back to
sorry,
items
items, and then
and
buy
then
now.
just select buy now. Because if 88 is staked, yeah,
565
yeah.
items available to
And
buy now.
if we look at the next line, what are we looking at as far as how many we have to sell? If we just scroll down, 1.24, at the end of the
One
next line,
point,
1.3,
yeah,
1.35.
1.35.
So look, it's not the thinnest floor I've ever seen, but remember these minted at zero point 0.1.
One,
So
yeah.
yeah, zero point 0.1. So if you minted, you're sitting pretty. And then they were sitting about zero point 0.6 for quite a while, and after mint, and they have recently exploded.
Yeah,
You
look
see,
at
all
that.
three of those days were zero point 0.6, and then yeah, the last few days they've recently exploded, and I've been seeing a lot of mention of them in a lot of different alpha channels. Not just, oh, look at what's happening, but projects referencing it and saying, my project might get metaverse land for its DAO, and that sort of higher level alpha I have noticed quite a lot of on this project recently. It's hard to know chicken and egg. So what really came first, right?
Yeah.
Did the price start pumping and then this sort of alpha come out, or did the alpha come out and that made the price pump is difficult?
And
But
this just shows the power of a staking utility, right? When there's 88% of the holders are in this for the long term and they stake it, that stabilizes the floor. Like, I mean, they probably introduced staking somewhere around here, and then it's just stayed at this same sort of level. And if your focus is always on the floor and like you wanna get rid of your, like, get out of the project, having 88% of people staking and keeping a stable floor for people that want to flip or have got in early and are wanting to get out now, it's not a bad thing, right? Like, I like projects that incorporate staking, especially
can
if
I
there's going to be a lot of people that are staking.
can I blow your mind with a question?
Yeah.
And this is one of the things I was thinking of when I don't know, this was a while ago, but Mutant Cats was one of the first big staking projects about four or so months ago. Went all the way up to 3 or 4 ETH, which in that market was very different to 3 or 4 ETH now, where everything is really 3 or 4 ETH every Hape project, and they're now sitting at a 0.3 ish floor. So anyway, I have 2 staked, and it cost a fortune to stake them, and whatever. The thing that's going to blow your mind. One night at 3 in the morning, I'm falling asleep, and I thought to myself, what happens when 100% of the people stake it? The floor goes to 0,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
just blew my mind, because if they achieve their goal, there's no more. The floor 0, right? You're
That's
all shooting yourself in the foot, so you
But
better
if you look
beg.
at, but if you, well, that's if you want to get out of the project,
There's
right? Like,
none, no, there's no more for sale. There's no floor. There's nothing. You
yeah.
can't sell it. I mean, so it's
No, but that's what I mean.
theoretically,
It's only if you want out of the project that you
but
would
then
be wanting to sell.
how are you going to get, there's no more royalties on secondary sales. There's no more action.
Well, then you have
What,
to, why are you staking? What's the staking rewards? I guess that's the
you're not
big
expecting
question.
it, yeah, but you're not expecting it to do 100%. But what if
Yeah.
it's sold, if all 100% of the owners stake the NFT? What
Yeah.
happens?
Yeah. We got
It's never.
a diamond hand community that never selling. That sounds like the Bored Ape Yacht Club.
No, well,
Diamond
this
handers.
Metaverse one is new, relatively new. But yeah, I mean, we did the NFT Worlds one recently, which I'm very bullish on. Properties has really disappointed so far in the floor price, but they have got amazing things planned, and I'm bullish on properties at their point 2. We actually should have included it yesterday in the point 2, because I think that that's a good play. You've got a lot. And Neo Tokyo was obviously one of the first metaverse plays, and they're sitting good and pretty, and have maintained that. So for me, I'm a big fan of these property NFTs that have a presence in the metaverse, a proper presence, and offer utility, such as you can already build on your land, you can already walk around your land, and so on. And I like them. I like that utility very much.
Yeah.
It's like your P2E is for me. So the next one I want to bring you is ISO Room. So remember, this one we bought you quite close to mint. I'm sure the PFPs, and remember we were saying we're pretty sure that they're going to look quite different, because there were really a lot of different combinations. And when you scroll down OpenSea, all right, so these two, just because they've got the same walls, but when you look a little deeper, you can see quite clearly, but not like a Mechaverse, whatever that one that was hyped. We got to remember that name, Morland. Not like that, where you can't tell that, okay, these two look very freaking similar. these two over here.
Yeah,
This
they
one,
do.
I can
Yeah.
see there's a difference there, but I really have to look.
There's
So
like
those,
two features that are three features.
yeah, they both got the same bed and the same pictures, and those two look very, very similar. These two look a bit similar, different bed, but yeah. So that was always a bit of a concern. I do think they've done well considering that they all are square blocks that are rooms. Um, yeah, I mean, remember these are the Genesis ones. So mint price, I think it was around zero point 0.1 as well, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely wasn't more than that. They did go up to about 0.3, I think. Yeah, all the way up to 0.3. Stayed stable. Guess what happened here, Morland?
The reveal.
A reveal. We had the dip over. You see, that's what I'm talking about. The dip happens
It's not many
over
sales happening
a
either.
day or two.
It's
Yeah.
not many sales, or I don't know how many. Oh,
So
I don't know. The bar just
67,
it just
36, 270, 53, 33.
the bar
Remember a few
graph just
things.
looks a little bit. It just looked small to me. I
Yeah.
was expecting lower.
50 sales is not massive, but just remember a couple of things. You're dealing with a 3,000 collection,
Yeah.
so it's equivalent to 150 sales in a 9,000 collection. That's number one. And number two, I do think you've got quite a diamond handed community here because these are the Genesis rooms, and there are a lot of future benefits to being a Genesis holder. A lot. So, good owner count.
66% holding. Yeah.
Exactly, 66.666%, which is great. Floor price above mid price. Volume, look, this was never going to be that hyped PFP project. This is a metaverse play. It's a longer term hold. I minted at whatever it was, and I haven't looked at the floor since today. So I'm really not interested, which is usually a bullish sign because if you're not worried about the fluctuations in the floor price, that means the project has got you in its grips. It's promising you things in the future, and that's something that I would advise any project to really get into, is not worry so much about manipulating the market, such as the floor price, and kicking out the people that don't believe in the project and trying to control everything that you can't. Rather work on the expectations of your holders, meaning give them something to hold for.
Deliver.
Forget the selling and give them something to hold for. If you look at anything that's pumping now, Bored Apes has got a token coming out. Otherwise, at 100 Ethereum, which is what a Bored Ape is sitting at, 100 Ethereum. Okay, that's a 50% rise in the last 2 months, and it was already high. 50 Ethereum is proper life-changing money. No one is selling. Okay, obviously there's a few. Percentage-wise, no one is selling. Why? Because people know what they're getting in the future and they're bullish about the future. And that's it. If you can keep your community informed and have a proper, well thought out roadmap that is delivering real value, you don't need to look at the floor price and you don't need to sweep the floor and you need to worry about any of that. All you need to worry about is delivering that value. And initially, make sure that whatever you deliver is exciting to your holders and communicate it properly, and then you're a winner. So, and I am biased. I hold one, but there's not a lot of ETH in it for me. I mean, I'm not trying to pump anything. I do believe long term in this, just like properties, which I'm not a holder in. I believe in long term, also 0.2. So, if you're looking for a good entry level land or metaverse project, properties number one, or this Genesis ISO room, in my opinion, would be number two. It's a good entry point. You can't really find anything else equivalent at that price with property NFTs at the moment.
Definitely. Yeah.
And
Like
that's your alpha. That's the alpha at the very end for the guys who are still here.
Looking at metaverse plays and like trying to find an affordable one right now, like
It's impossible.
you can't. So and
NFT
just
Worlds is 4 ETH. Worldwide Webland is 2 ETH, give or take. You just can't do it. Even Metaverse
and
now
try
that
to
was 0.6 is
and
now
if you're trying to
1.8.
if you want to try and buy land in Decentraland or Sandbox, like forget it. Like you
That's
have
overpriced, in my opinion, at the moment. It's gone past the fair value, and it will correct, in my opinion. And do your own research. But yeah,
Definitely.
guys, that's it. We hope you enjoyed our post-drop analysis video, our first one that we've ever done, revisiting all the projects that we spoke about. Notably, none of them are under floor, with the exception of Oxa Origin, which had the artwork issue. And I was so tempted that I bought one live on the show, and I still believe in the project. So yeah, guys, we've enjoyed it. Please remember, like, subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow for Freestyle Fridays.
See you tomorrow, guys. Peace.
Cheers.